One.
What's good, everybody? It's your boy Hans.
And this is Tristan.
Welcome to the Hans and Tristan podcast. Tristan, how are you doing today?
You know I was in bed all week, like recovering from, I don't know what the hell this is. But I'm doing better now.
Okay, it's not the Rona.
Definitely not the Rona. Well, I don't know. I feel like it's not the Rona, but.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I hope you get better. Get rest.
Because it's still nice and pretty outside.
Yeah, it's getting cooler though down here. It is getting cooler.
I love it. I've been waiting. Okay, this is my weather. You know I'm a fall baby.
I know. It's getting closer and closer to your B-Day, so
Yay,
you're excited.
My B-Day. I gotta start doing my month countdown, my 30-day countdown.
Lord. Here we go.
I'm just saying.
Yes. I know it's a yearly thing. I'm aware.
But people be trying to act like they don't know. You knew.
Yes. There's no reason that you should not
get a cash app.
There you go. But today's show will be diving on the tragic loss of an icon, the notorious RBG.
I know.
We'll be also updating you on our last show when we talked about the foolishness that occurred in Clayton County, and what happened there. And last but not least, some news on Cardi, some relationship news. So we'll be diving into that as well. But Tristan, let's start with our condolences to the family of Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Yes.
The Supreme Court Justice passed away on September the 18th at the age of 87. Unfortunately, it was to pancreatic cancer. Now, for those who don't know, she is I want to say trailblazer, icon, leader when it comes to to women's rights and equal rights in general, especially for women LGBTQ community. She is somebody who has exemplified the whole mantra of standing for what you believe in. And if you don't, you know the saying you say, if you don't stand up for anything, you'll fall for everything, right?
Absolutely. She was the second woman.
Mm-hmm.
Like, come on now. It's on the fact that it was only two women is still blowing my mind. Okay.
Facts.
But we're gonna but then check this out. So of course, you know me, I be having my little fun facts and stuff. She was one of 9 women to enter Harvard University. One of 9 out of 500 going into Harvard Law School.
I didn't know that. Wow.
One of 9, exactly, right? Okay. And then she was talking about the discrimination she had to face then. Like one time she was trying to go to the library and it was like, nope, library is closed. And then she was like, why? Like, because you're a woman.
Wow.
How you let me into school, but I can't get into the library to study?
Right. Wow.
That's crazy. And one of her biggest cases was making Virginia Military Institution co-ed. Like that was epic, because prior to that it was like no women attending that university at that time. So I think just her track record speaks for itself. So
definitely. No, listen, 2020 strikes again. I'm sorry. I know it's a catch-all, but it's wow. Like honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't remember a year where we've lost so many people.
Right? Like we started off crazy.
Yeah, I can't remember a year where we lost. And people don't understand this loss is huge on so many levels too. So I understood what she stood and represented for. She was kind of like the balancing point on the Supreme Court. So if you read about it, she would often have like the swaying of the votes to keep the checks and balances in order. Mm-hmm. With her passing now, it can go really left, and I don't mean that in a conservative kind of way, like left, like wrong.
Because it's only 9 people, and then you have the liberals and the conservatives. Exactly. So at the end of the day, it's like we have to be mindful of how this plays out, not just in the world of femininity, but also in the U.S. government, especially with this person in office. You know, just being mindful of how, like you said, checks and balances and ensuring that, you know, people aren't just going in there with their own agenda.
Exactly. And people forget, like, this is a lifetime appointment. So it's not a term. It's not you get revoted. When you're in there until you're passing. So I don't think that I don't think that this is something we should definitely take lightly. It's going to come. And of course, you know, like you said, 45 is also going to try to angle and put it in there. I already even saw an article saying that he plans to announce who he's going to suggest elect before, you know, so he's already jumping on this as an opportunity to get more
control. And you don't even know if you're going to be in office, sir. So how can you elect someone if you don't even know you're going to be office? Like, stop it at the end of the day. And then on top of that, it's like those 9 people need to reflect the United States that they represent.
Exactly. Did you read what she said or transcribed to her granddaughter?
No, what was it?
I was reading when I found out about the death. My wife told me, and wow, my wife, that's fine. So my wife told me about it, and I was just reading and everything like that, and she said that she was sick, so she knew she couldn't, you know, she didn't have much longer, and she said that she doesn't want her replacement to be elected until a new president is in office. So even she knew the importance of the balance and why it was needed for our country to be run in some semblance, right, of efficiency and fairness. So even she had the cognitive, you know, like the ability to kind of see how pivotal it was. And it's just unfortunate that she couldn't hold on. You know, it's just unfortunate that this cancer just took, you know, it just took the life of a great and awesome, legendary person.
Right. But the fact that we have to hold tight to icons like this says a lot about the progress this country has made, or lack of progress, right? Because at the end of the day, we shouldn't have to hold so tight to one person and they have to fight till they get in their grave because it's so much injustice. And that to me is sad. Like, we're going into 2021 and we're still trying to fight. Like, at this point, there is no woman, you know, on the Supreme Court. There's only one Black male.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, that. Those people don't represent us. And it's sad. But like I said, we shouldn't have to hold on to these, you know, living legends. Unfortunately, like, she has passed, but we shouldn't have to hold so tight because we don't know when the next one's coming because of the lack of opportunities.
No, you're definitely right. And like you said, to me, it just shows how much more progress and how much more work we need to do. Oftentimes we forget and get distracted by these little victories that happen on like the surface level, but we forget that the institution itself, the machine itself that's running this whole thing is still rigged. It's still against us. It's not for our best interest. And for us, I mean, Black people, brown people, the minority population.
Absolutely.
This system is rigged. This game is rigged. You feel me?
Right.
Just because
like,
they
we
let
had
us
one
score a
Black
basket,
president, but when's the next time we're going to have another Black president?
They said, I'll let you have one. You get what I'm saying? Like,
I'll give you this.
I'll give you one. You know what I'm saying?
But when will be the next time this even takes place? When will be the next time? And that to me shows that we have so much more work to do.
Say it again.
So you know me, and as a feminist, oh my God, like, I've been trying to fight back tears as I recover from this ailment, whatever the hell it may be. And it's just like, God damn. So yeah, it's sad.
Oh, also, new book alert. The memoirs of Obama's dropping.
Shut up.
Yeah, it's dropping on the November 17th, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh yeah, I definitely gotta get that.
Yeah,
I gotta pre-order my book.
Yeah. You know me, an avid book reader.
And even if I wasn't gonna read, I'm still gonna buy it. Like,
I'm not gonna fake. I might purchase that book for real.
Yes. I don't know if you're gonna read it, but everybody gonna purchase.
Don't come for me.
I'm trying to get you to read The Alchemist. Like, don't even.
You know why? I know about it. I've read about it. I know what it's about.
But it's not about the end. It's about the journey.
I know, but that's what the book is about. I know. It's hard for me to do that. And that's really what's holding me back from The Alchemist. If I'm honest, that's what's holding me back, is because it's such a notable book. It's such a significant book, and countless articles and other books have been spawned off of The Alchemist.
You don't want to be a cliche? Is that what you're saying?
No, that's not what it is. It's like, why am I going to read about something that I know about already? Does that make sense? So it's like a movie. So books are sometimes like movies to me. And if you know anything about me, people know I don't watch movies twice. What? On one hand, I can put movies that I've watched more. When those are like spectacular movies that
Name
are just...
Name one so I can see where your head's at.
Okay.
Name one movie you watched.
The Shawshank Redemption.
Okay, that is an epic fucking movie. Okay, I'll give you
that. Like, I've watched that movie.
If you're going to say Weekend at Bernie's, I was going to hang up right now.
Really? Weekend at Bernie's? Or Baby Boy?
Right. I'll be like, I've never watched Baby Boy in its entirety. I just can't stomach it.
Really?
I can't stomach it.
You don't like the cliches and stereotypes?
I don't like the cliche stereotypes. I don't like Tyrese's overacting. I don't like, Snoop Dogg's baggy beater. I don't like none of it.
Oh, yeah, that's funny to me. That baggy beater.
I don't like none of it. It just sickens me to watch it.
Oh, man. I mean, I feel like we've all watched Baby Boy 17 times just because BET has added on for like...
forever and a day. Like, that's their go-to movie.
It is, especially in the summer. It's
right, but I've never watched it in its entirety. I just can't, and I be trying because I don't want anybody to pull my black card. But I just like I can't. I'm sorry. Like maybe I'm just too evolved as a person, but I'm not gonna do this. I'm not.
No, there's okay. If Baby Boy is yours, I know we're getting off topic, guys. But we'll be back. If Baby Boy is yours, mine is Soul Plane. Never in life have I watched it in its entirety. I may have watched maybe 15, 20 minutes of it. Never had a desire. And I have the same feeling that you do. It's so cliche. It's so like...
It's so corny.
Right.
It's just corny. It's like... Bleh.
Yeah. I'm sorry, guys.
I think the only reason I watched it because Method Man was in it.
Oh, I can't.
I know, but I love me some M-A-T-H-O-G.
No, that's because you got a crush on Matt. That's all it's about. That's all it's about. It has nothing to do with Soul Plane.
It has absolutely. I'll watch anything with him in it. I don't give a fuck.
That's what I'm saying. That has nothing to do with Soul Plane. That's just you.
I'm fan.
Exactly.
But yeah, no, I agree. It's those black exploitation. Is that what we're calling them?
Yeah, I guess so.
It's just, yeah. But it's.
Now, what I will say though is, I can't. I'm sorry, I can't. Like, I seen it once. Okay, unless it blew my mind.
You gotta go back because sometimes you miss stuff.
No, like like I said, but those are only a handful of movies. Like I said, The Shawshank Redemption, that's just a great movie. Morgan Freeman does his thing. Like, that's just a great movie. That's a fucking excellent movie. Like, that's just a great movie. I'll watch that anytime. The storytelling, it's great. It's
it's impeccable.
Top notch. Yeah, it's top notch. But there's not many movies for me that just now, the Jordan Peele movies, I do want to go back and watch, but I haven't yet.
You know what it is with those movies? When you think you got it, and then it hits the end, you're like, oh shit, I ain't get it. Like,
exactly.
And then you got to go back, because it's so, and those are movies I like, because it's not only entertaining, but it forces you to think. Like, you got to really put your phone down to watch this movie.
Those are my type of movies. I like to think. So, yeah, no. So those I plan to watch again, but I still haven't. So,
because you ain't got no time.
I don't. Don't come for me, Tristan. This is not airing out Hans, okay?
I know. Okay, I'm not gonna do it in front of Miss Company.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I'll wait till we finish.
Right. Thank you. Jeez. But moving forward, I do want to update you guys on some news. So in our last episode entitled Racism in America, please check it out if you haven't. We're on Google, iTunes, where all podcasts are heard. We did talk about this incident that occurred in Clayton County near Tristan's side of town, where the South Side, y'all be acting up, where this officer, the sheriff, he pulled over a Lyft driver who had a taillight out and started to basically interrogate the passengers. And you're right. Harass is the word. Harass. These passengers asked one for his ID, said he didn't have it, and it turned into an altercation where the sheriff was beating on him repeatedly. Mm-hmm. So when we reported on it, the most recent news was that he was on administrative leave. Well, an update, he is straight up fired. So
as he should be.
Exactly, as he should be. And I am happy about that. And I like the stance that the chief said. He said, I thought it was excessive. I watched it. I saw nothing that warranted that show of force.
Right. And where's the protocol? Where's your training? Like, where's any of that shit? Like, you out there, pretty much, if you remove the uniform, you just out there brawling.
Basically.
Like, that's it. And I said this before. It's like, yo, these police, they're really just going around assaulting people, but because they have a uniform on it, they can call it resisting arrest.
Exactly.
But what the fuck is you arresting me for?
Exactly. And you weren't driving, so his taillight has nothing to do with me, sir.
And why you asking me for my ID? What if I ain't got one?
So I don't need one to be a passenger in a Lyft.
At all.
But we did want to update you on that. Honestly, I don't think charges will be pressed. I do think, though, if I'm not mistaken, the family is pursuing a suit against Clayton County.
As they should, because I was right there. That's traumatic.
Right. The kids were there and everything. So I'm not sure, though, that they're going to go as far as pressing charges. I think they should, though. I think that's what's needed. Also in developments, Breonna Taylor's family just won $12 million in a wrongful death lawsuit against Louisville, Kentucky.
Which is bullshit.
I have mixed feelings about it just because
I'm going to tell you why I'm pissed. Because that white chick that rolled up on a police sitting in their car and then got killed got $20,000. So I'm like, okay, so clearly our lives, even after death, is still grossly insignificant.
Well, you said she got 20, how much?
20 million.
Okay.
She got 20 million. And she only getting 12? Like, come on now.
All right. But what I will say is no amount of money could bring her back.
At all. And then they pull some power shit, like selling out of court. Right.
No amount of money could bring her back. And also, I don't like the asides that are coming with this settlement. So for those who are not familiar with it, they got $12 million, right? And then they also said it's going to come with police reforms and all of this stuff. My question with that is this. The $12 million, that's concrete, right? That's something we can track, we can trace, did the money get delivered, all of that. Police reform and all that, that's harder to trace. Who's going to police it? Who's going to make sure it happens? What does it look like? What type of reform are we talking about? To me, that's all fluff and air, okay?
Absolutely. And don't piss down my back and tell me it's right.
Exactly. And the other part that troubles me about it is this too. I don't want us to get distracted by this, right? So yes, technically they did win this little battle in court in reference to this wrongful death lawsuit, but yet and still the war is to get them
to
convicted.
Stop killing us.
Exactly. And arrested when they do things wrong. And I don't want this to distract the family, which I don't think it will, but to distract us from seeking justice. And that's, to me, the bigger battle. Don't get me wrong. 12 million is a lot of money.
Right, but still arrest a police officer because one thing has nothing to do with the other.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So don't get those two things misconstrued at all. You can still take that money and still want justice because that's what's right. That's what should be done. So that's why I have mixed feelings about it, because I see a lot of people are just like, oh, yeah, that's great. But that's not it. That's not it. At the end of the day, this was murder. And also, I don't know if you saw the new developments. Dude did have a body cam on. Because initially it was reported saying that they didn't have a body cam and that it was working.
So now they're tampering with evidence. Isn't that a criminal offense?
Boom. So that's what I'm saying. A lot of other things are coming to light. So I don't want this $12 million to turn into hush money or to, let's satiate you for a little bit. Right. I needed for us to still push forward with this and still put our foot on her neck, because this Black woman was murdered in her home, sleeping next to her man, doing nothing.
Minding her business.
Exactly. So, and she was a pillar in the community. You get what I mean? So it's too much for us to ignore, and don't let this 12 million.
And then on top of the fact is like, at what point do we go up the ranks? We can't just stop at the police. We got to go up the ranks, because you're not going to sign a warrant as a fucking judge with the wrong goddamn address on it, and there's no repercussions for your, like, what? No, come on now. Like, who's checking who out here?
Right. I wish I
or
had.
Did you deliberately put the wrong address because you targeted her because she was a pillar in her community?
Right. I forgot the name. I don't want to misdo it. I'll do my research later. But there's this judge that's coming under fire because they're looking back at his cases and they're seeing common trends that are happening, and that he's disproportionately sentences Black people, and there's a tie to it, and there may be money involved. So they're trying to pull him. But he's already up there though. Like he's he's up there in the government, so they're trying to pull him back down. But when I get the information, I'll bring it in and I'll share it.
That was a big thing in Pennsylvania with the judge there, because he was taking kickbacks for sentencing people to go to a certain prison because it was a private prison and they needed to stay full to get that money. This shit been going on since shit been going on. So I'm just like, at the end of the day, this motherfucker, like, it's just gross. And like I said, there's no checks and balances to ensure the due diligence is being done. And these people are truly representing the community that they serve.
Right. No, definitely. So I will say this. I'm happy they did get a settlement, and it was, a nice size one, but we still got to fight. This is not over. This should not silence us. We should still continue to push for the government officials in Louisville to arrest those police officers and convict them of the crimes that they committed, because there was a crime.
Yeah, and they're criminals, period.
Point blank, period. So, we'll keep you guys updated on that as always when it, when new things come. Last but not least, relationship news. Now, on this podcast, we love to talk about relationships, dating with therapists. We're in that world. We were once in the dating world. We like to get in relationships. So Cardi B.
Let me fix my wig before we even start, because I can't even talk about Cardi with a crooked wig.
There you go. Okay. Don't do that. You good?
Yes.
So last week, it was breaking news that Cardi filed for divorce in Fulton County, Georgia.
Yes, Fulton County.
From her husband, Offset, and wanted custody of her child as well. So there was a lot of speculations that came out, right? Once that news came out, oh, he's cheating again. Oh, he did this and that again, and all of that. So we didn't talk about it last week because we had so much more pressing issues to talk about last week, but we'll talk about it this week. And also we had some new developments. Cardi did come out and say in a IG Live that she's the one who filed for divorce, and she filed for divorce. She said it wasn't because of the cheating that he did, and he didn't have a baby on the way or anything like that. She said she just got tired. She's no longer happy. They're not on the same page and moving forward. Now, I will say this. I will toot my own horn on my other podcast, The Breakdown. I said COVID. These people been together too long.
You think that's applicable to people who are rich? Because rich people can kind of shuck and jive how they want to.
No, it's applicable. Here's why it's applicable. When your relationship is not built on the proper foundations, I don't care how rich you are, you're gonna reap you're gonna basically reap what you sow.
I'm talking about the confinements, right? Because when your money is set up different, you could, like, you see the Kardashians constantly going on planes and shit during COVID. They constantly moving, they constantly traveling because they're not restricted by the same guidelines that we're restricted by, right? So, but no, I do agree in regards to, like, we all know this, even during the winter times when you're in close quarters with people for a long period of times, when you're not acclimated to doing so, it does bring up certain issues, and it heightens the issues because now you're in constant contact more frequently.
Exactly, and I think that's what happened. Think about it this way.
I don't think that's what happened, but go ahead. I'm gonna tell you my theory.
I think it's part of it. I don't think it's the whole thing. I think it's part of it. Here's why I think it's part of it, because at the end of the day, I feel like they they have to play this role, right? So at the end of the day, they got married. They thought it was cool, whatever the reasons may be. It was a good look, chemistry, blah, 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 right? COVID happened, shuts things down. They can't go tour like they do. They're shucking and jiving, making a lot of moves because, let's be real, they were both popping at the same time. You get what I mean? The Migos was popping just when Cardi was doing their thing. They were still popping.
She blew up.
Yeah, but the Migos, they have more hit records than Cardi. They're actually arguably more successful than Cardi.
Yeah, but when you take all that and you divide it 3 ways, it's not the equivalent.
I agree. You're right. I agree. But
I don't even know the third guy's name in the Migos. Okay, I know. Okay, well, heck, I'll probably forget in 5 minutes, but I damn sure don't know his name. So I'm just like, at the end of the day, and then I know his solo career damn sure ain't on the same level as her solo career.
Oh, no. Never. But what I'm saying is this, though. I think it did play a role because it forced them to, for a moment, play that role of a married family staying together. And I think it was more than what they bargained for. And I think that's why it plays a role. But let's hear your theories. Go ahead. Hit me.
Okay, so my theory is this, right? I feel like he did not recently cheat, maybe per se, but his past indiscretions, like you said, once you get a chance to sit still, I think those started to kind of catch up to her. And then you start, how sometimes you love a nigga so much, and then all of a sudden you start looking at him like, look how this nigga chew. Like, I can't even stand how he breathe. Ew. He got to brush his teeth like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Maybe it's me. Maybe I got a mouth issue. I don't know. But at the end of the day, I know as women, it's easy to try to forgive certain things, but then you got to look at the root of what is going on, right? So you cheated on me, but I honestly feel like he cheated because he's slick jealous of her. And that's just my personal opinion. At the end of the day, I think a lot of men can't handle having women who are more, not necessarily successful financially, but more popular and more popping than them, especially when that's their goal and that's what they want to achieve. I think a lot of men can't handle that. And it takes a strong man to be with a woman who is doing, much better or doing what you want to do, and you're sitting back watching them, right? So I think that plays on the fact that, like, his insecurities is not something that she can resolve. That's something he has to resolve on his own. But then if he's not doing it, then it's like, okay, so what future do we really have? Because you're not even working on yourself to even deal with what caused you to cheat on me to begin with. Exactly. And then you're embarrassing me.
Right. But I think that part, though, is what really played a role in Cardi doing what she did. You're not even working on it. Because I think when she got to sit down, she started to see that, when it comes to this relationship, I'm putting in more work than you are. Because I said this before, and I was having a discussion with my wife, is that cheating, right? Regardless of why you do it or whatever, it's really a lack of you putting the effort in the relationship.
Right. It's you choosing yourself over the relationship.
Exactly. So when she sat down and, like you said, thought about the prior transgressions he's had and everything like that, and then she's seeing now how he's not putting work in different ways, whether it's not helping with the kid or not doing this or whatever it may be, she started to see, like, wait a minute. I may want this relationship more than he does. Then what are we doing here?
Exactly, because some people think just showing up is enough. And that's part of it. Showing up is part of it, but also doing that work when you show up and being intentional about your actions. And I think that's very, like, it's hard. And I remember I posted this and somebody, like, one guy was like, well, what did you thought was going to happen? He's a rapper and da-da-da-da. I'm like, whoa, time out. She's a rapper too. And I think we fail to realize that the temptations he has, she got them 10 times. And I had to explain this to one of my exes because, like, when he cheated, he's like, oh, the temptations and, a man is only as faithful as his options. Okay, well, if that's the case, then to one of your bitches, I got 10 niggas. So is this a game you really want to play?
Right.
It's about self-control.
Also, too, though, it's discounting. Like, don't let this industry facade fool you. There's a lot of rappers who are faithfully married out here in these streets.
And like, that's the thing, just like basketball players who are faithfully married, a lot of, and that's what I'm saying. It's like, but that's with you. That's when you are secure with who you are as a person, and you don't give into the temptation of living up to this facade, as you said. Mm-hmm. But then also, it's like, yo, come on now. Like, it's the same with Sierra. You gotta look at the guy. If Future and Offset had multiple baby mothers prior to you, why do you think, like, you think you're special? And the reality is it has nothing to do with you being special. It's their lack of control and their lack of security.
Right. I'd rather look at a change of character and behavior before assuming that I would be the catalyst for that change.
Right.
But that's hard. I get that's hard for some people to kind of deal with and see, because they get sold by, the juke, the finesse. Oh yeah, no, it was them. Oh yeah, but no, I'd never do that to you.
I was young. Like, what? Nah,
all these finesse games. But what I will say is this, though. I think that at the end of the day, since I'm in this institution of marriage, I've said this from day one in all of our podcasts that we talk about relationship. relationship equals work. Okay. If you're not willing to do the work, don't get into it.
Why do you think I'm
Don't even waste your time.
That's the real work. Especially as you get older.
Literally, yeah, it is literally a daily commitment to saying that. And marriage doesn't give you as easy an out as just being in a relationship with a boyfriend and girlfriend. You get what I'm saying? And I don't want people to, just because these celebrities are doing all that. Now, don't get me wrong. Marriage is not a trap. Of course, you can get out. There's divorces and there's everything like that, right? But it's of course harder and more painstaking, especially if you have kids involved, finances, they bleed. Look at Dr. Dre right now. Listen, his ex-wife, she ain't letting him go without knocking him over the head. That's another thing. We'll talk about later.
But did she not earn?
I'm not saying she didn't, but what I'm saying is something is there. There's still anger in there. The way she's coming at this dude aggressively for them dollars, I am like, wow, there's something. Yeah, but anyway, I say all that to say this. I hope that they do what's best for them and their family. And I hope that's the driving force for this divorce and split, if that makes sense. I want them to do what's best because at the end of the day, you know, we love the kids. There's a little girl involved. We have to think about she is cutie. Like she is.
I was scared for a minute because I was like, I was scared
with Blue Ivy.
Right, when she was pregnant, I was looking at Offset like, but Carly's genes came through. Yes.
That's how people felt about Blue.
Yeah, because that could have went either way.
Listen, it's them genes, man. It can go 50. I haven't seen the twins. Have anybody seen any pictures of
I've seen a few clips of the twins, but see, that's because you're not watching her stuff on the tube, right? You gotta go and you gotta watch Homecoming.
You know, basketball's back, so that's...
So you ain't watching shit but basketball. I get it, okay? I get it.
So I was watching yesterday, you know, she did like a little joke, right? You see that?
No.
And then she put the makeup on. You didn't see that?
No.
So Beyonce, you know, Beyonce's mom does these little jokes, right? These little mom jokes or whatever, and they're corny, but they're a little funny. So Beyonce did one too, and she didn't have any makeup, but she still looked great. She's Beyonce. So she did it, and then Tina put a voice note saying, "Hey, I appreciate you doing that, but could you put some makeup on or do something, you know, or whatever?"
Oh, we got our own people.
Right. So then she turned it around. I think they did it for the gala or something like that. It was kind of like a joke thing, right? But I say all that to say this. It's how you know they married and they're staying together. In the second clip where she had all her glam and her beautiful jewelry on and her makeup and dripping and everything, in the background, my ears heard ESPN and sports and basketball. It might have like Jigga's in the background.
He better be in the background.
Jay was in the background right there, chilling, support. I'm like,
he would want to, because you want to know why? I heard somewhere in a prenup, for every child she has, if they get a divorce, she gets $32 million per child from him. Huh.
Wow. I mean, he got to hit Billy.
I know, but I'm like, we start.
Yeah, that add up. Though.
And I'm out here having kids for free. Oh,
what's wrong with you?
Just like a stupid dummy.
That's 96 mil.
I can use 96 mil. Matter of fact, just give me 100. 100,000.
You greedy. I take 10 G's right now. I'm good.
we such cheapos. We
are.
Cheap buyers. But yeah, I'm just like, but like you said, relationships are work, and you have your hiccups, you have things that happen. But even like, I think Jay-Z and Beyonce are a perfect example. Like you can bounce back. I think as women, we're very resilient and we can bounce back from anything. But what we're bouncing back from should not mean we have to sacrifice our happiness.
Exactly. And that's where you went, exactly where I was going. The reason I love that was like, dude was still there. It had nothing to do with him. Jay-Z had nothing to do with that. That was supposed to be Beyonce and Tina's thing. But Beyonce ain't watching ESPN basketball. She's not watching that. That's Jay in the background say, yeah, I'm still here. And even Meek Mill, he said he kind of wanted a relationship like that where it's him and his wife and they do everything together. And for me,
Meek, your girl. Single.
That's not what you want. That's not what you want.
Listen.
You want better than me. You want better than me.
I don't know, but I will test the waters. You know, like I'm all for testing the waters. Trial and error. Like I ain't producing no more babies because you got 2 already. But listen, your girl is down.
But I say that to say that they're both, Beyonce and Jay-Z, they look like they generally enjoy supporting each other in what they do. And we talked about that before in other relationships. And I wonder if that's a part that was kind of missing in Cardi, because oftentimes they think like just because they're in the same industry, they should automatically enjoy with each other. And that's not the case, right? They both are in the technically same industry, but they have different lanes. They're doing different things.
You're jealous of your mate.
There you go.
So, I don't care what anybody say. I've seen relationships, even mine personally, where the man was like jealous of the woman, and it's just like, you got with me because of these qualities, and now those same qualities are why you hate me. What the fuck?
Yeah, I don't know. They hustling backwards for me. You big that up, because for me, it's like if I made it, we made it. You get what I'm saying? That's always been my mentality. So, like, what I look like okay. So people, I'll give you a personal. So those who know my wife know she went on to get her PhD, right? So we met in our master's program, and she went on to get her PhD, and they're like, "Oh man, you don't feel some type of way, or your wife may end up making more to you." What that means? Like, that's our money.
The thing is, you gotta understand, Hans, you can't use yourself as a measuring tool because you're, and I don't want to be bigging you up or nothing, but you're different, right?
I appreciate it though.
You're always, regardless of her income or whatever she do, you're always gonna provide because that's just who you are as a person, right? That's just who you are as a man. And then on top of that, like you said, you're a team player, so you're so secure with who you are that nothing else anyone does, even your mate, takes away from you as a person. And a lot of people can't comprehend that because at the end of the day, they fester in that insecurity. You got to say, it's a lot of insecure adults running around here. You know that.
No, you're right. But I guess for me, right, whenever I think about a relationship, that's how I see it. So it's literally a merging of the two. So if we agree, right, if we agree that we're going to enter into a relationship and a partnership of any sort, it's like, okay, like that means it's us, like it's together, and that's how I see it. And for me, for the life of me, I can't understand how you would be in a relationship but yet wish harm, or like have so much envy on your partner when it's supposed to be a team thing. So yes, like her career is
how, as my former stepmama told me, people want to see you do good, but they don't want you to do better than them. And that's just all it boils down to.
Yeah. But for me, in the context of a relationship, that's hard because it's us.
Yeah, because I can't remember because my man out there doing, I'm like,
you cheerleading.
Right. But as a woman who is striving to do different things, it is hard to find a man who is secure enough in himself to kind of cheer for you as you do these things. Because I had to like, oh, good, that's nice, but don't show up to shit I do. Don't come support nothing I do. And it's just like, really? Seriously?
Yeah, man.
But you proud of me though.
Right.
Everybody proud of you, but ain't nobody supporting you.
Exactly. But at the end of the day though, I do wish them the best. I hope that they are honestly doing this for the right reasons and that they do what's best for the both of them. I'm not a proponent of sticking it out for the kids or anything like that, just to save face, because as we know as therapists, that can turn to be more detrimental to your health and the health of the family, rather than just calling it quits and going your separate ways and, co-parenting. Check out 2 episodes ago, co-parenting, Hans and Tristan podcast anyway. So we talk about it all. But I just thought that it was interesting that she made it a point to be specific to mention that it wasn't about the infidelity and that they were just unhappy and arguing a lot and all that, which sounds like typical relationship stuff. How about you work on it? But hey, that's none of my business, And
then it depends on what the arguments are about, right? Because you can't reason with someone who's unreasonable.
True. And also, like we said, if you're not willing to put in the work, then what are we talking about here? So if you don't even really want to argue or even acknowledge how I'm feeling or what's going on in the relationship, then what are we actually doing here?
Right. So, and if it's the same argument over and you're not fixing whatever it is that the argument is, about. But that's also, people do shit like that just to be passive aggressive.
True. There could be more. Send Cardi B and Offset a referral. March mental health, please.
You can pay me in Birkin bags.
Take the money. Don't take the bag, please, Tristan. Take the money.
Oh, I guess I got morals now since you want to watch.
I'm just saying, do better.
I'm trying, okay? But I'm just saying, she be posting her bags. I'll be like, ooh, girl, that's cute. And I know I'll never be able to afford one. So if she want to bless me with a Birkin, I ain't going to say no.
Right. Anywho, guys, thank you so much for joining us on the Hans and Tristan podcast. As always, you can listen to us wherever podcasts are heard or streamed. That's iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, you name it. We're on it. Also, we're on YouTube. If you want to see Tristan's lovely face and her wigs and what she got going on, because y'all ain't here to see me. It's cool. You know what I'm saying? Tune into YouTube. We're there. Laugh with us. Hit us up on our social media. We're on the Hans and Tristan podcast on IG. Let us know what you guys think. We appreciate all the love and support that we're getting. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next week.
Bye.